everyone. Welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I'm so excited to be filming again. It's been a while again. Black Friday, I knew it was going to be a while because I worked back to back to back to back from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. When Tuesday came, I crashed hard, and here we are on Friday. So it's been a week. I'll say that. Um, it was interesting working retail. I mean, I worked retail last year too. That would have technically been my first year. But it was only really at Ulta that I worked it, to be fair, because at Marshall's I was kind of in the back, just like hanging and stuff and tagging. So I really didn't like get the customer experience. But it was interesting as far as like even what people were purchasing interested me because it wasn't things that I see online, I guess. You know what I mean? It was a lot of almost like cult classic things, you know what I mean? Or trying to say even that especially like at Ulta, like it wasn't the new hot releases. It was like older products. And maybe because those were on sales, why? I don't know. But I did find it interesting. And then Cyber Monday, doing like the ship from store stuff, again, the stuff that people were purchasing was older products. And I don't know, I find it interesting in the sense of what we see online versus what I see in store, but yet it's like what you see online has to be true because these they're still in business or they're growing. So obviously people are purchasing from like the new hip things, but in store I'm not seeing that. But maybe online purchases, I don't know. I find it interesting. And then at Marshall's, like the purchases there, I mean, granted, it's kind of like all over the place, whether it be clothes or shoes or home decor or um, snacks, stocking stuff or stuff like that. It was kind of all over the place, really. Um, the bags, I find at Marshall's, their 99-cent bags up at the front, that's the biggest thing. Like almost every person had to have at least one, if not multiple. And I'm just like, it's a bag. But I I can see it because people just throw the presents in there instead of wrapping anymore. Because Lord knows wrapping is time, and time is valuable, and we don't have a lot of it. Clearly, I'm rambling. I will get into the makeup, but yeah, I'm just explaining where I've been and what I've been doing and what I find interesting about Black Fridays and stuff and Cyber Mondays. But I can say that this is probably the last one where I work as much as I did. I mean, I'm used to work. I mean, I've cut back a lot. I have. But this just about Tuesday, let me tell you, crashing is not quite the word I would use, but I didn't, I was tired. I hurt and I was tired. But I'm glad I did it because I got to experience both places and the difference in both places. So that was fun. But anywho, let's get started on the makeup because today I am off. But guess what? Are we ever really off? Of course not. I have to do laundry. So and I'm still tired. So excuse me for yawning and stuff, but we're here. That's just part of it until after Christmas. Well, really until about mid-January after the returns and gift cards. Then there will be rest. But until then, I'm kind of just going off of coffee, caffeine, my energy shots, and C4. Pretty much is how this is going to go. So for foundation today, I grabbed my It Cosmetics CC Nude Glow, and it's in the shade Light, and it actually works for my skin tone. I'm shocked. I will say that I am running low on it. I squeezed it and it spit at me, so I don't know if this is on sale right now or not, but it definitely may be something I need to repurchase because I do enjoy it. But I don't know if I necessarily need it right now because I've got so many foundations that I really do need to go through, and get them out of here. For concealer, I don't even think you could purchase this anymore. I didn't even know I had it when I had never even used it until recently. I'm trying to think of when I actually pulled it out of the box. I'm not for sure, but it's Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer in medium beige. I actually like this concealer, and I looked on Ulta and I can't purchase it there. Maybe I didn't purchase it from Ulta. I could have purchased it from Macy's or another one. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's like another department store. Um, I'm not really sure where I got this, to be honest, though. But I do like it. I like the shade even of it, and I like the texture of it. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. It seems pretty hydrating under the eyes. So I'm kind of hoping I can still get this, but if not, there is another Clinique concealer I am kind of looking at and interested in trying. And then for the under eyes, I set my under eyes with the Stay Matte by Rimmel, and then I set the rest of the face with the Maybelline Fit Me. Again, just trying to use up the Maybelline Fit Me. The Rimmel, I'll always have it in my collection. I like it for under the eyes. The Stay Matte and the T Zone and stuff. So that I'll always have. I don't know if I'll buy the Fit Me again, the powder, maybe, but it's not something that I have to for me. For bronzer though, I've worn this so many times, but I was actually going to pull out my Hourglass and use them because I haven't used them in a while. But oh goodness, I've fallen in love with the YSL in '02. So when I first got this, I got this at the same time that I got the Armani. Am I correct on this? Yes, the Luminous Silk. Um, and I do like this one, but I feel like I like this one more in the summer because there is shimmer to it, and I just feel like it's more of a summer vibe than winter vibe in a way. I don't know why. Again, just my preference. I love the formula. I love the amount you get. Love the mirror. Love the packaging. But as of lately, it's really been this one here that I've been loving. And I remember when I purchased this, I did not care for it. I didn't. Everybody else seemed to like it. I mean, I gave it to the packaging. Obviously, the packaging is adorable. But like after using the other one and the Armani being so big and all that, like it just the money just didn't seem to fit. You know what I mean? But lately, it's really been looking nice with my skin tone. It's not too much. It's almost just right. Maybe even just a teeny tiny bit, a little bit too much. But you can tone it down, which is good. But what really caught my attention was I was watching somebody and they were doing their favorites. I don't know if it was like their favorites overall in each category or if it was like the favorites from Natasha Denona or if they were just going over what her Christmas launches were. But they spoke about the um, My Mini Dream Glow blush palette. And I was like, you know what? It has been a long time since I've used this. Let me get it out. And I do remember, like, this is one of my favorite collections by her, by the way. But I hadn't used it in so long, and I like that you can mix it all together, or with my Refer brush, this one here it's '05. It fits perfectly here. I can just tap it in to get the two matte shades, and then apply it. And I think the color is just stunning. Like any for any look, really, I think this shade could go with it. And then, of course, I use my Real Techniques for the highlighter on and on this side, you know what I mean? So I just barely touch it. You don't need much, it goes a long way. And I use it for the highlighter. And I've just been this little thing, like, I'm like, I may have to purchase this again because I feel like I could hit pan on it, especially if I continue to love it as much as I do, and I don't see me not. So, and I do believe that was limited edition. So the fact that it's brought back, it's like, should I? Maybe I shouldn't. Lord knows I got enough to work through, but I'm like, but if that's my thing, but then I'm like, well, if I start to hit pan, I'll stop. But then I'm like, I don't want to, you know? It's a long fight inside of my head. It's insane, I know. For lip liner, I'm wearing Pink Jection, the NYX plumping lip liner. I love this lip liner. You can feel the burn a little bit, not too much. It's I do like the color. I love the color. Let me get that. I do love the color. Um, the liner itself, I guess I do like it. I mean, I can overline. It's got somewhat of precision. It's not exactly like a point, but I do get the precision I do need to line the lips. So, you know, if you don't like a burn, don't even go for this for sure. But if you don't mind that, then go for it. If you're looking for just a pencil, though, I do like the Sugar and Spice. That's the other one I've been using a lot of, the LA Girl, and it's a sharpener pencil. Sharpen it. It's a sharpenable. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Pencil. You all, me and my words have not been wording. It's insane. I know, insane. And then I recently found this again. It's the Fenty Gloss Bomb Stick in Fussy, I believe. It's green dotted, and of course, this is the part I don't want to say I hate, but I don't like at Ulta because we have to have all of our stuff green dotted that we purchase or that we get in gratis or that if we purchase it from another store, show proof of, so they don't think we're taking it, obviously. I get that. But, like, I feel like we should put a green dot somewhere else. Like, maybe in the inside even. I don't know. But, anyway, it's this here, and I got that in the center of the lips, and I just love it. Like, it feels good on the lips. It smells really good, too. Like, I do like the smell of it. But it just makes my lips look so juicy. You know what I mean? Kissable, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I really like it. And then, like, when the light bounces off of it, you can kind of see the different colors and stuff. I just really like it. It's just, and it's easy to use, easy to reapply, the whole 9 yards. For my nail polish today, I purchased this. It's the Sally Hansen Insta Dry nail color in 413 Espresso. I don't know where you get espresso out of that color, but sure. But I think this is such a pretty color for fall. And it dried really quick. This is one coat too. One coat. And I would say it was dried and I haven't had to worry about it. It hasn't chipped. Nothing yet. Will it chip? Absolutely. They all do. Like, if I can get a couple days out of them, I'm pleased. Then for the star of the show, I was in a debate on what to use, but then I was like, I'm going to use this because I don't watch reviews on products that I'm going to review first because, like, I don't want to be influenced or tainted with my own decisions. But people have just been knocking this palette for reasons I kind of understand, but it's like I kind of don't. But it's the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Nature. So I have the other two, the Ethereal Eyes and then the Is it the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight? Yes. So the Ethereal Eyes, I would say, is probably, well, it is my favorite palette from Makeup by Mario. And of course, it was limited edition. And then the Moonlight was last year's palette. And you know what? I love it too. I like the other one a little bit better. But at the same time, like, it's only by a smidge. So for this one, I thought, okay, I'm going to like it just as much as those two. Now, I can understand where people are coming from. It definitely doesn't have the same oomph to it or the same, like, formula of shades. By no means. Like, it's not. But just because it's different doesn't make it not as good. You know what I mean? So this is what this one looks like. And I do think it is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very pretty. And I do like the way that it is set up. And I definitely can see nature in it. I would say probably more into summer to fall in it. You know what I mean? As far as nature goes. But I really like it. I do. And we're going to play with it now. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I did was I did apply my Sigma eye base in Ignite. Then I took a flat or a fluffy brush, a flat brush, and I set it with EEN4. Oh, I get it. Anyway, this shade right here. And it almost is like a match. I will say this palette, the way I see it, now whether this is the way it's really set up or not, I don't know. But to me, this side's more cooler and this side's more warmer. Like, these two shades are cooler shades. These two shades are warmer. Because this shade here kind of reminds me of Painterly by the MAC Paint Pot. Where this one reminds me of Soft Ochre, right? So, which is Ignite, in a way, in the Sigma line, and Persuade in the Sigma line for Painterly. So I use this shade just to set the lid, and it works perfectly. Now I am more warm, neutral, I think, my opinion. Is it correct? Maybe not, but that's just my opinion. So I decided to stay with this side, to be honest. So I started with this shade here. So it'd be EEN8. And I started to build a crease, basically. Now, do I know what I'm doing? No, obviously not. And I will say that using this particular shade, it is a little lighter, but I would have thought I would have gotten a little more pigment out of it than what I am getting. But I'm also not mad at it, you know what I mean? Because I do prefer shadows that I can build. Because, you know, I'm not a skilled artist here. I'm just somebody who likes to play with shadow. And the other day, I pulled out my Natasha Denona Roxa palette because I wore purple. And I forgot how much I love that palette. I mean, to be fair, I love all of her palettes, so I'm kind of, you know, biased there. But it's been a while since I played with that one for sure. So it was like really nice to sit down and just play with it. I didn't film or anything. I find that I've been able to play a lot more. Maybe not film, but definitely play. I mean, of course, there's some days I barely have time to throw anything on, but when I do like to pick palettes I can play with. This is going to be a lot of back and forth, to be fair. Need my magnifying mirror. Because at first applying this shade, I felt like it kept disappearing almost, but then I was like, I think it's just really light. So I'm really not for sure. But the next shade we definitely don't have to worry about. It's very much pigmented. And it's the EEN12. So it's this dark shade right here. And I will say I like this shade because it's like cool toned. It's probably more cool tone than it is warm tone, but it works with the warm shades really well. But I definitely go in with a light hand, obviously, with these darker shades. To try to blend it and all that. Because, I'd not be knowing what to do sometimes. And if it gets out of hand, the thing is, it just gets out of hand because I don't know how to fix it or anything. You know what I mean? So we just keep on going and pray that it turns out okay. It's one of those things when things aren't going the way that I think they should go. But I will say that I didn't, creating this eye, I really didn't have any issues, I didn't think. I think it all worked just fine. And this is a rougher brush, so I kind of never worry about my shadows when I'm using rougher. But there are some shadows that, are harder than others. But again, I think the mattes in here are easy to use, just like in the previous two. I think it comes down to these metallic shades, to be fair, because there's no toppers in this. This is what it is. But at the same time, if you have the other two palettes, you can always pull them in if you wanted a topper, or you might have a single shadow that's a topper. Because I can see if you have like the Moon Dust Shades by Urban Decay, using them with this palette and creating really pretty looks. Alright, we're going to take that same dark shade and I'm going to line the underline, or, yeah, line the bottom lash line is what I meant to say. And I am using an Ulta brush, not my rougher, I know. I wanted a thicker line. I'm trying new things now. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but, we're just trying new things. Experimenting. And then I'll blend it out with that first shade. Well, second shade technically. Alright. So the EEN8. But I really do like the palette. And I think you'll get different looks out of it depending on like what you're looking for out of it. I guess the base of the look would be the same, but the lid is what could change, is kind of what I'm seeing. But I'm okay with that. There's days where I just need to grab something and go. And a lot of the time it's these kind of palettes, you know what I mean, that I grab for to be able to just do that. But everybody's different. Everybody wants different things, and we know these aren't cheap palettes, so it's kind of like whatever makes you happy. That's what you should go for. I mean, watch your reviews, of course, to make sure that it is a good formula and stuff like that. Or read your reviews, however you want to do it, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. So now we're going to go into this green shade, and I'm going to pick it up. And I will say I didn't spray this brush, okay? And I didn't lay down a primer, but this shade here, like I picked it up on the brush, no fallout, which was nice, but the shade just seemed to go on and on and on. Like it just kept spreading in a way. But it's so pretty. And y'all know I'm not a green type of person really. But the way it's set up, I don't mind it. And how shiny it is, I don't mind. Like, that's really pretty. Now, I think that's where the problem comes because people want that topper shade to tap over top of it. I get it. But to me, it's like, grab your other palettes by Makeup by Marta, then grab one or two, or use a moon dust shadow, you know, or maybe a ColourPop shadow even, something like that. We're going to take that dark shade again, and I'm going to line the top lash line now. But I don't think we need to... I mean, we need to definitely point out that it is a different setup and formula-wise than the other two palettes, but because it's different, I don't think we should knock it for that, you know what I mean? Because maybe he wanted to keep the price point the same, and he couldn't put those special shades in this year because of that. Or he just didn't want to. I will say that this brush does not get close to the lash line like my Rephr does, but I kind of wanted a little bit of a thicker line, so I was okay with that, like I said. Alright, now we're going to go into EEN2 and just trying new things. I do think that I like my little Rephr brush a lot better though. And I probably could use the little Rephr brush even and create a thicker line. It just might take me a little longer. And, you know, I just ain't got the time for that. But I mean, come on, that is a pretty eye look, right? Like, I'm not losing my mind, am I? Again, I understand the difference. I see it. I get it. But at the same time, I don't think, like, it's bad either. Is it my favorite? Of course not. But my favorite you can't purchase anymore anyway, so there's that. But I do think that... No, I was going to say I would pull for it more for every day, but no, I think the Ethereal Eye still wins for that one. But because it is limited edition, I do feel like I would pull for that more every day. Like, if you know what I mean, if I had to film every day, because I don't like to use stuff that you all can't get anymore. To a certain extent, obviously. And I'm using this Shiseido eyelash curler that sits up front at Ulta at Grab and Go. I will say that it's been growing on me though. I have been liking the way my lashes have curled with it, and of course, I usually wear a tubing mascara as of lately, and I will say that it holds, so that's nice as far as that goes. We're using the Tartelette Tubing Mascara by Tarte in brown. We're gonna hope I don't poke myself in the eyeball because these are sharp little bristles. But I do like the way this mascara makes my lashes look. Did you go out shopping for Black Friday? I will say that I don't feel like, back in the day it seemed so dangerous. I know. I shouldn't laugh. But you heard all these stories on the news where people were getting hurt or they were fighting over TVs or whatever, right? Well, now you don't hear that as much. But I don't think I would have enjoyed that personally back then, but I do think I would enjoy it like now. But because I'm in retail, obviously I wouldn't want to do it. And I can't do it because I'm in retail. So Black Friday I'm working, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? Like, did you all do it then and now? Or do you all do mostly like Cyber Monday and stuff? Because I think I like Cyber Monday better, to be honest. Sitting in bed, buying stuff. I mean, I can't think of anything bad about that. You don't get the exercise, I guess. And then we're going to put it on the lower lash line, but just barely. I will say I like the color of this. You can see that it is brown. Uh-oh, you know what I forgot to do? Eyeliner. I was wondering why it didn't look as thick. Now I know. I need to get some eyeliner on. And I will. I'm going to try to... You really can't coat this up, tubing mascara, really, but I can a little bit, but not much. Alright. I think both eyes look the same. I mean, minus the eyeliner, which is the Tarte Fake Awaken Brown too. I love the faces we make. And I will say I've really been enjoying the way my makeup has been turning out. Like, just with the, not necessarily like the, I mean, obviously the products make a difference, but like the color combinations too that I've been using, like the blush and stuff. Even though I do need to be using my hourglass more. Alrighty, it's good enough. I'm doing laundry. What's it matter, you know? I just wanted to show the palette. So what they're saying is true. The shadows, the mattes are great, blendable, buildable, the whole 9 yards. The metallics are metallicing. They are. There's just no topper shades, no glittery shades, nothing like that. But is that still a beautiful look? I would have to say yes. Is it easy to use, easy to create? Again, I'd have to say yes. But if you're looking for, you know, the special shades, they're not in there. But to me, I know y'all have ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. You could tap over it. Or his other palettes, even, you could tap over it. So do I think that, I think that if you were interested in it, definitely go and swatch it. Make sure that you are into the color story and go from there. Am I happy I bought it? Yes. Then don't count what I buy, because I buy everything silly or good. You know what I mean? Like stuff that I know I shouldn't purchase, like all of the Hourglass palettes, obviously. I shouldn't have got them all. And, you know, something I might not be so happy about it, you know, to myself. But at the same time, like, I do enjoy looking at them. Now, is looking at them worth $100 almost? Probably not. I'd probably like to see that 100, you know, look at it. But then again, it would just burn a hole in my pocket and I'd have to go buy something else with it. So there's that. So I might as well have a pretty, you know, horse to look at, or elephant, or, you know, whatever it may be, swan. So, you know, there's very few things that I'm not happy I didn't buy, but there's the occasion where I'm quite mad, you know. I mean, I was not happy about the Hourglass palettes. I'm not gonna lie. That one, I will never be able to get it to show up on me. I know I won't. The deer palette just, is it the deer? Yeah. I just don't think on my latest days I'm going to be able to do that. But I am debating whether to let my 13-year-old daughter have her grubby little paws on it, because she's pale. She's ghostly. So I think it probably would work on her, or I'd at least like to know if it would, so I could give that feedback. But, you know, I might. But this is the final look. I think it all turned out well. I think all the colors blend well together and mesh well together, as far as like the cheeks, the lips, the eyes, that type of thing. But let me know your thoughts. Did you purchase this palette? Are you underwhelmed by it? Are you happy with it? Like, I'm happy with it. No, it's not the same, but I'm still happy with it. You know what I mean? But I will let you go. I am going to go do laundry. This is a way too long video once again because all of my videos are. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all of that way you're notified when I upload. I upload when I can, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.